Hi everyone, I'm Sil and this is Slow Easy English. In this video, I'd like to explain the jokes that I made in a previous video that I put up a few days ago. In that video, I told 5 jokes. These jokes are puns, and a pun is a type of joke which plays with words and the meaning and the pronunciation of those words. Very often, a pun will take a word that sounds similar to another word and then use it in a different context in a funny way. Sometimes you might use 2 words that sound exactly the same, but with different meanings. So anyway, that's basically what a pun is. So I made this video and I put it out there, and I thought it might be a good idea to make a follow-up video to explain these jokes for people who didn't understand them. Because I know as a language learner, it's very, very difficult sometimes to understand puns because, you're still learning, you're still acquiring vocabulary. So it's even if you know the words, our minds, maybe we don't create the connections between those meanings and those words as quickly as a native speaker. So, and even some native speakers don't understand puns sometimes. So if you didn't understand some of the jokes, don't feel bad. That's completely normal. And if you keep studying, someday you might reach that level where puns are very natural for you. So anyway, so in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell the joke again, and then I will explain each joke. If you want to hear the jokes without explanation, I'll put a link here and you can watch that video. And if you would like to hear the explanations with the jokes, then stay here, and that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so let's get started with the first one. The first pun that I told was, what do you call an Australian who hates Chinese food? The answer is a racist. Now, I love this one. I made it up, but I love it. And the reason, I don't know, it makes me laugh. And the reason it makes me laugh is, the reason it's supposed to be funny. I am recording, okay. I just needed to check my microphone. Okay, so the reason that this should be funny is because, okay, so a racist is a person who hates other cultures, other people from different places, people who speak different languages, etc. So that's a racist, R-A-C-I-S-T. And in Australia, the pronunciation for racist is not like mine. I'm from Canada. But an Australian might pronounce the word racist closer to racist. Oh, he's a racist. I know, my accent is terrible. But anyway, I'm sure my Australian friends are going to kill me for that. Anyhow, so an Australian person might pronounce the word racist as something close to racist. Now, why would that be funny? Well, because rice, R-I-C-E, rice is a very, very common food in Chinese cooking. So if somebody does not like Chinese cooking, then they are a racist. So, and of course, because of the pronunciation, Australian. And that's the joke. That's it. So I hope you found that one funny. Let's go on to the second one. So the second one is actually kind of similar type of wordplay. So let's see if you understand this one. What do you call a Japanese man who only wears loafers? The answer is a lacist. Okay, now here we're talking about a Japanese person and we're talking about loafers. A loafer is a type of shoe that does not have shoelaces, the strings that you use to tie your shoes. So laces are not used on loafers. Now in Japanese, they don't have the sounds to pronounce R in English and L, but they do have they can create a sound that sounds very close to an L. It's not quite an L exactly, but it's very, very close. And so for English speakers, it usually sounds like an L. And so the stereotype of a Japanese accent is someone who, when pronouncing, because they can't pronounce an English sound, right? So because they can't pronounce that sound, often it comes out sounding like an L. Okay, so if a Japanese person who has an accent is trying to say the word racist, then it might sound like lacist. And lace, a shoelace. So I thought, okay, somebody who hates laces, somebody who only wears loafers. And so that's the joke, right? So racist and lacist sound very similar. And yeah, so anyway, that's the joke. So next one. Why do people pray on subways and buses? Because it's mass transit. Okay, so here, this one, think about it for a moment. Why do people pray on subways and buses? Because it's mass transit. So when we say mass transit, we are talking about transportation for many, many people, right? So buses and trains have a lot of passengers. And so we call this mass transit. Mass means, large amounts, right? Mass media, for example. So we have media for large amounts of people. So mass transit is buses and trains and planes too. So that's mass transit. Now, mass also has another meaning, which is a service at a church where people go to and pray. For Christians, I think it's only Christians that call it mass, right? I'm not sure. I don't really know much about that. But anyway, so service held at a church is called mass. So why do people pray on buses and trains? Because it's mass, right? A place where you pray, or a service where you pray, mass transit. And that's the joke with that one. Okay, so the fourth pun was, you can't kill the USA's national bird if it's sick, because it's illegal. Okay, so here I'm saying that the USA's national bird is the eagle, right? The bald eagle. And if it's sick, you can't kill it. Now, you can't kill it anyway, even if it's not sick, but this is just for the joke, right? So you can't kill a sick, the USA's national bird if it's sick. The national bird is an eagle. And another word for sick is ill, right? So to be sick, to be ill, very, very similar. I feel sick, I feel ill. Now, if you take ill, and then you take the word eagle, which is the USA's national symbol, you put them together, you say illegal, it sounds like illegal, which is, of course, the opposite of legal. Illegal means against the law. So you can't kill the USA's national bird if it's sick. It's illegal. That's the joke with that one. Okay, and the last one is, I'm interested in learning more about the Corgi dog breed. I want to know the details. And what makes this supposedly funny is, so if you know what a Corgi dog is, Corgis are very small dogs, and I think now they don't need to do it, but before they would cut off the tails of Corgi dogs. I believe now with breeding practices, now they're born with no tails, I think. But anyway, so until fairly recently, they would take these dogs and they would cut their tails at birth, right? So I'm saying I'm interested in learning more about these dogs. I want to know the details. So details is more information, right? More specific information. I said, I want to know more about these dogs. I want the details. However, if you look at the word detail and you separate detail, right? Now, the prefix, D is a prefix. So the prefix D often means to remove. What's an example? Oh boy, I should have thought of an example before doing this video, because I'm not good at thinking of examples off the top of my head, because everything's off the top of my head now, including my hair. So, to de something, let's say destabilize, right? To take something that is stable and then make it unstable is to take the stabilization away, destabilize. Or, one recent one in the news is defund the police, right? To take away funds from the police. Or deactivate, right? You might have something and then you want to deactivate it. So D is to remove or take away. And so here, if you have the word detail, take away the tail, and the Corgi dog, which has their tail cut, then details. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, those are the explanations for my 5 fairly lame jokes. So if you have any questions, if there's something that you still don't understand, then feel free to ask me. Leave a question in the comments section. Or if you don't have a question, but there is something you'd like to tell me, then feel free to tell me. You can tell me that you enjoyed my video. That's fine. I don't mind. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. And of course, click like, click subscribe. Don't forget, help me grow my channel. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.